Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhara Sri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhara Sri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhara Sri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, dear devotees. Today is Friday. It is the 5th of April, 2024. It is Chaitra Masa or Vishnu Masa, Krishna Paksham. And it is Ekadasi Tithi. And so today it is Ekadasi and also Dwadasi. Both are falling on the same day. So it is also called Trispurusha Mahadwadasi. So it is fasting for Papa Mochini Ekadasi today. So there are few lines from IskanDisati.com. So we shall go with our events. Okay. So Papa Mochini Ekadasi. So Shri Yudhishthira Maharaja said, O Supreme Lord, I have heard from you the explanation of Amalaki Ekadasi, which occurs during the light fortnight of the month of Falguna, February, March. And now I wish to hear about the Ekadasi that occurs during the dark fortnight of the month of Chaitra. What is its name, O Lord, and what results can one attain by observing it? The Supreme Personality of Godhead, Lord Shri Krishna replied, O best of kings, for the benefit of everyone, I shall gladly describe to you the glories of this Ekadashi, which is known as Papamochini Ekadasi. The history of this Ekadasi was once narrated to the Emperor Mandhata by Lomasha Rishi. King Mandhata addressed the Rishi, O great sage, for the benefit of all people, please tell me the name of the Ekadasi that occurs during the dark fortnight of the month of Chaitra, and please explain the process for observing it. Also, please describe the benefits one gains by observing this Ekadasi. Lomas Rishi replied, this Ekadasi that occurs during the dark part of the month of Chaitra is named Papamochini Ekadasi. For the faithful devotee, it removes the influences of ghosts and demons. O lion among men, this Ekadasi also awards 8 perfections of life, fulfills all kinds of desires, purifies one's life of all sinful reactions, and makes a person perfectly virtuous. Now, please listen to a historical account concerning this Ekadasi and Chitraratha, the chief of the Gandharvas, heavenly musicians, during the spring season in the company of heavenly dancing girls. Chitraratha once came upon a beautiful forest bursting forth with a great variety of flowers. There he and the girls joined the Gandharvas and many Kinnaras along with Lord Indra himself, the king of heaven, who was enjoying a visit there. Everyone felt that there was no better garden than this forest. Many sages were also present performing their austerities and penances. The demigods particularly enjoyed visiting this celestial garden during the months of Chaitra and Vaishaka. So a great sage named Medhavi resided in that forest, and the very attractive dancing girls would always attempt to seduce him. One famous girl in particular, Manju Ghosha, contrived many ways to allure the exalted Muni, but out of great respect for the sage and fit of his power, which he had attained after years and years of ascetics, she would not come very close to him. At a spot 2 miles from the sage, she pitched a tent and began singing very sweetly as she played a tambura. Cupid himself became excited when she saw and heard her perform so nicely and smelled the fragrance of her sandal paste unguent. He remembered his own unfortunate experience with Lord Shiva and decided to take revenge by seducing Medhavi. Using the eyebrows of Manju Ghosha as a bow, her glances as a bowstring, her eyes as arrows, and her breast as a target, Cupid approached Medhavi in order to tempt him to break his stance and his vows. In other words, Cupid engaged Manju Ghosha as his assistant, and when she looked at that powerful and attractive young sage, she also became agitated by lust. Seeing that he was highly intelligent and learned, wearing a clean white Brahmana's thread draped across his shoulder, holding a sannyasi staff and sitting handsomely in the ashram of Chavana Rishi. Manju Ghosha came before him. She began to sing seductively, and small bells of her belt and around her ankles, together with the bangles on her wrists, produced a delightful musical symphony. The sage Medhavi was enchanted. He understood that this beautiful young woman desired union with him, and at that instant, Cupid increased his attraction for Manjughosha by releasing his powerful weapons of taste, touch, sight, smell, and sound. Slowly, Manjughosha approached Medhavi, her bodily movements and sweet glances attracting him. She gracefully put her tambura down and embraced the sage with her two arms, just as a creeper winds itself around a strong tree. Captivated Medhavi gave up his meditation and decided to sport with her, and instantly his purity of heart and mind abandoned him. Forgetting even the difference between the night and day, he went away with her to sport for a long, long time. Seeing that the young yogi's sanctity had become seriously eroded, Manju Ghosh decided to abandon him and return home. She said, "O great one, please permit me to return home." Medhavi replied, "But you have only just arrived, O beautiful one. Please stay with me at least until tomorrow." Fearful of the sage's yogic power, Manju Ghosh stayed with Medhavi for precisely 57 years, 9 months, and 3 days. But to Medhavi, all this time seemed like a moment. Again she asked him, "Please permit me to leave." Medhavi replied, "Oh dear one, listen to me. Stay with me for one more night, and then you may leave tomorrow morning. Just stay with me until I have performed my morning duties and chanted the sacred Gayatri mantra. Please wait until then." Manju Ghosha was still fearful of the sage's great yogic power, but she forced a smile and said, "How long it will take it to you to finish your morning hymns and rituals? Please be merciful and think of all the time you have already spent with me." The sage reflected on the years he had been with Manju Ghosha and then said with great astonishment, "Why I have spent more than 57 years with you?" His eyes turned red and began to emanate sparks. He now regarded Manju Ghosha as death personified and the destroyer of his spiritual life. "You rascal woman, you have turned all the hard earned results of my austerities to ashes." Trembling with anger, he cursed Manju Ghosha, "O sinful one, O hard hearted, degraded one, you know only sin. May all terrible fortunate by yours, O rascal woman, I curse you to become an evil hobgoblin Pisacha." Cursed by the sage Medhavi, the beautiful Manju Ghosha humbly beseeched him, "O best of the Brahmanas, please be merciful to me and revoke your curse, O great one. It is said that association with pure devotees gives immediate results, but their curses take effect only after 7 days. I have been with you for 57 years, O master, so please be kind to me." Medhavi Muni replied, "O gentle lady, what can I possibly do? You have destroyed all my austerities. But even though you have done this sinful deed, I shall tell you a way you can be released from my wrath. In the dark fortnight of the month of Chaitra, there is an all auspicious Ekadasi that removes all one's sins. Its name is Papamochini, O beautiful one, and whoever fasts on this sacred day becomes completely freed from having to take birth in any kind of devilish form." With these words, the sage left at once for his father's ashram. Seeing him enter the hermitage, Chavanamuni said, "O son, by acting unlawfully, you have squandered the wealth of your penances and austerities." Medhavi replied, "O father, kindly reveal what atonement I must perform to remove the obnoxious sin I have incurred by privately associating with the dancing girl Manju Ghosha." Chavanamuni answered, "Dear son, you must fast on Papamochini Ekadasi, which occurs during the fortnight of month of Chaitra. It eradicates all sins, no matter how grievous they may be." Medhavi followed his father's advice and fasted on Papamochini Ekadasi. Thus all his sins were destroyed and he became filled with excellent merit. Similarly, Manjaghosh observed the same fast and became free of the hobgoblin curse. Ascending once again to the heavenly spheres, she too returned to her former position. Lomasa Rishi continued, thus, O King Mandata, the great benefit of fasting on Papamochini Ekadasi is that whoever does so with faith and devotion will have all his sins completely destroyed. Shri Krishna concluded, O King Yudhishthira, whoever reads or hears about Papamochini Ekadasi obtains the very same merit he would get if he donated 1,000 cows in charity, and he also nullifies the sinful reactions he may have incurred by killing a Brahmana, killing an embryo through abortion, drinking liquor, or having sex with his guru's wife. Such is the incalculate benefit of properly observing this holy day of Papamochini Ekadasi, which is so dear to me and so meritorious. Thus ends the narration of glories of Chaitra Krishna Ekadasi or Papamochini Ekadasi from the Bhavishya Uttara Purana. Ekadasi ki jai. So that is from the event's perspective. So we shall quickly enter into Srimad Bhagavatam. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Hare Krishna. In the Srimad Bhagavatam, Sukadeva Goswami has been saying about the yogis. So whenever they are leaving their body and this material world, so when they are elevating themselves, so during that path they will come to the Vaishwanara Loka. Vaishwanaram yati vihayasa gataha Shushumnaya Brahmapatena Sojisha Viduta Kalpota Harehe Udastat Prayat Chakram Nupashaishumaram. So once they are purified, when they are passing through the Agni Loka or Vaishwanara Loka, Viduta Kalka, so they will be purified. After that, they will be passing through Harehe Udastat, so to associate with Lord Hari. And during that part, Prayati Chakram Drupasaisumaram, there will be Shushumar Chakra, which is as part of the Maharloka, or where Dhruv Maharaj is also stays or resides, which is the center of all the universe. Based on that, all planetary systems they rotate. Tadvishwanabhim tu Ativatta Vishnoho Aniyasa Virajena Atmana Ekaha Namaskrutam Brahma Vidamupaiti Kalpaisho Yad Vibhudaramante. And all these sages, whoever are going there and whoever are residing at the Shishumara, and the Shishumara Loka is the Shishumara Chakra, Tad Vishwanabhim, that is the navel of the Garbhodaka Sai Vishnu. Tu Ativatya Vishnoho. And so here Sukadeva Goswami is saying, so that planet, the Dhruvaloka, which is worshipable to the all other sages. Namaskrutam Brahma Vidam, for all the transcendentalists. And so Kalpaisho Yad Vibhudaramante, and people who reach there, they will live for the one kalpa of the lifetime. That is 4.3 billion years. So further, Sukadeva Goswami is saying to Parikshit, so after a Brahma's lifespan, after the Kalpa, so whenever the fire is emanating from the Ananta Shesha, from his face, at that time all these planets will be burnt to the ashes. All these, even the Maharloka will be burnt to the ashes. At that time, all these Siddha Purushas who are living at the Maharloka, they will go in the airplanes towards the Brahmaloka. So likewise, Sukadeva Goswami is saying, we are in the second canto, second chapter, verse number 26. Ato anantasya mukanalena दन्तह्यमानं सन्दीक्ष्य विश्वं निर्याति सिद्धेश्वर युष्टदिस्न्यं यद्वै परार्धं तदुपारमेस्त्यम्. Ato anantasya mukanalena. So after that, at the Sisumara Chakra, so which is where Maharloka is existed and where Dhruva is residing there in the Dhruvaloka. Ato anantasya mukanalena. After that, anantasya mukha anantadeva. So Lord Shesha, Ananta Shesha, from his face there are so many fire blazes. Mukanalena, the fire emanating from his mouth. Anantasya mukanalena dandahyamanam saniriksha vishwam. Dandahyamanam, that is burning to ashes. Sanirikshamanam, and after looking at all these plant systems are getting burned. So here, up to Maharloka, everything is getting burned. So that means inclusive of all the Atala, Vitala, Sutala, Patala, Talatala, Mahatala, Rasatala, all these bottom 7 planetary systems, Bhuloka, Bhorloka, Suvarloka, and Maharloka. Also, these are all burning to the ashes. All the 11 planet systems. Now, Tapoloka, Janoloka, Satyaloka, those top 3 are remaining. So, the sages who are living at the Maharloka, what they are doing? By looking at Dandahyamanam Saniriksha Vishwam, by looking at this, all this universe is getting burning to ashes. Niryadi Siddheshwara Ishtadisnyam. Niryati. So they will leave that place. They goes out towards Siddheshwara Ishta Disnyam, and the airplanes used by the great purified souls. By those airplanes, they will go upwards. Where? Yad Dvaiparadhyam Tatu Parameskyam, where Lord Brahma, Yad Dvaiparadhyam, that is, here the calculation is given as 15.48 trillion solar years. Yad Dvaiparadhyam, that is the place where Tadu Parameskyam, that is Satyaloka, where Brahma resides. And the lifespan of that Brahma Loka is 15.48 trillion years. Likewise, Sukadeva Goswami is saying, Ato Anantasya Mukanalena Dandahyamanam Saniriksha Vishwam Niryad Siddheshwar Ishtadisnyam Yad Dvaiparadhyam Tadu Parameskyam. So, translation for this verse. At the time of the final devastation of the complete universe, the end of the duration of Brahma's life, a flame of fire emanates from the mouth of Ananta, from the bottom of the universe. The yogi sees all the planets of the universe burning to ashes, and thus he leaves for Satyaloka by airplanes used by the great purified souls. The duration of life in the Satyaloka is calculated to be 15.48 trillion years. And purport by Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Can I request Saranya Mataji to read the purport, please?
Hare Krishna. It is indicated herein that the residents of Maharloka were the purified living entities or demigods possess a duration of life calculated to be how much is that number two?
4.3 billion years.
Okay, 4.3 billion solar years, have airship by which they reach Satyaloka, the topmost planet of the universe. In other words, the Srimad Bhagavatam gives us many clues about other planets far, far away from us, which modern planets and spacecraft cannot reach, even by imaginary speeds. The statements of Srimad Bhagavatam are accepted by great acharyas like Sridhara Swami, Ramanujacharya Swami, and Vallabhacharya. Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu specifically accepts Srimad Bhagavatam as the spotless Vedic authority, and as such, no sane man can ignore the statements of Srimad Bhagavatam when it is spoken by the self-realized soul, Srila Shukadeva Goswami, who follows the footsteps of great Father Srila Vyasadeva, the compiler of all Vedic literature. In the creation of the Lord, there are many wonderful things we can see with our own eyes every day and night, but we are unable to reach them equipped by modern materialistic science. We should not therefore depend on the fragmentary authority of materialistic science for knowing things beyond the range of scientific purview. For a common man, both modern science and Vedic wisdom are simply to be accepted because none of the statements either of modern science or of the Vedic literature can be verified by him. The alternative for a common man is to believe either of them or both of them. The Vedic way of understanding, however, is more authentic because it has been accepted by the acharyas who are not only faithful and learned men but also liberated souls without any of the flaws of conditional souls. The modern scientists, however, are conditioned souls liable to so many errors and mistakes. Therefore, the safe side is to accept the authentic version of Vedic literatures like Srimad Bhagavatam, which is accepted anonymously by the great acharyas. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Mataji. So in this purport, Prabhupada is giving, so where to put our faith and belief. So Prabhupada is saying, either science or the Vedic, both are of the same way to the common man. But Vedic knowledge is the perfect because it is given by the liberated souls, whereas the scientists, they're all they're still doing experiments with the four defects: illusion, falling into illusion, imperfect senses, making mistakes, tend to cheat. So nowadays that is happening in this world. So many people are cheating the common man. Okay, so that is, and here our all acharyas accepting Srimad Bhagavatam as the authority. So this is here in this one. Just to sharing a glimpse of it. So this is the planetary systems within this universe. So there are all the planetary systems. There is a Dhruvaloka here. So Dhruvaloka is in the after Swarloka. This is the Maharloka where Dhruva abode, he resides there. And here Kshirodak Sai Vishnu, his abode is also in the Shishumara. So Shishumara comes into this part. And where Dhruv Maharaj also lives there. And this is Dhruv Loka, the pole star, which comes as part of Maharloka. And there are some calculations have been given here. So you could also find this one. This is iskan-truth.com where Bhumandala / Shishumara and Polestar Dhruvaloka online.html. So you could find some descriptions of here, and this can be seen by our material eyes when we are in a very peaceful place where there are no obstacles or no clouds in the sky. When we lie on the bed and looking at the sky in the night time, at that time there are so many stars, but we need to see a little bit with higher vision. Then we could see some pattern of all the stars exist. So here in the some of the patterns have been given here, the Big Dipper, some North Evening, so some kind of a stars pattern. So for example, if you see this one, the FALL, so the 7 stars here, this we could also observe these 7 stars. They will fall into, it is rotating here based on the star, Dhruva star, the big star which we could see, that is presumed to be the Dhruva. And this one, the 7 stars, they will be rotating around the Dhruva, so which we can observe in the night. They are in one direction, in the morning in a different direction. So this is everyone's experience. So this is Shishumara Dhruvaloka. So that is where Hari's abode is also nearby. As previously Sukadeva Goswami was mentioning, Vidyuta Kalkota Harehe Udastat Prayati Chakra Drupa Saishumaram. This is called Shishumara Chakra. So that's why otherwise these materialistic lights and all these things, they are dimming the natural beauty of this creation. So likewise, Sukadeva Goswami is mentioning here, so it will be there until Brahma's day. Ato anantasi mukanalena dandahyamanam saniriksha vishwam niryad siddheshwar ishtadeshyam yadvaiparadhyam tadu parameshyam. And they will go upwards to the Brahma's loka, Satya loka. and they will stay until end of Brahma's life. Okay, that is from Srimad Bhagavatam. So we shall quickly go into Srila Prabhupada's daily letter. Today's letter to Chidananda, January 30, 1970, Los Angeles. So can I request Malti Mataji, would you like to or read this letter? Or Lam Lala Prabhuji?
Sorry, Prabhuji, on my mobile I cannot read.
Yeah, sure, Prabhuji. Thank you.
Sorry.
Can I request any unallocated devotees to read this letter?
I'll read, Prabhu.
Yeah, thank you, Prabhuji.
My dear Siddhanta, please accept my blessing. I beg to acknowledge received your letter dated 28 January 1970. Herewith I returning back the new beads duly chanted. The former beads may be kept with you, and if some new boy comes and wants to chant, you may lend him the beads, not to taken away by him, but to use for chanting while while he is in the temple. Otherwise, you can keep them carefully, and they may use in some emergency. I'm so glad to learn that everything is progressing nicely and in Vancouver. And you are proposing to sell 2,500 BTGs per month. That is very much encouraging. You will be glad to know that we have now published our book Ishopanishad, and I have monitored your good name there. I have mentioned your good name in therein, acknowledging your contribution towards my book fund. In my in my fund in my fund uh, in my book fund, not only my disciples are contributing, but also other who are outstanding like outsider like Mr. George Harrison, who has contributed the entire cost of publishing my book Krishna. The cost will be $19,000. Now we have got our press, and we propose to publish many books. Also attempt to being made in Hamburg for translating all the literature into French and German language, and to publish them regularly. So with increase of our activities by Sankirtan movement is possible. Try to save some money for my book fund. Please offer my blessings to Ananda, Rudra Das, Ravindra Das, and our new friends, Mr. John. All glories to assembled devotees. Be happy and chant Hare Krishna. Your ever Revolution, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami, Srila Prabhupada Vijay.
Yeah, thank you, Prabhuji. Any takeaway point, Prabhuji, from this?
Yes, one thing I learned today, Prabhu, from this letter, that the chanting beats, if is old chanting beats, we should not permanently give to someone. We should keep it with us for but emergency purpose. We can use it, and we can let them chant if it's needed to chant, to lend to someone to chant. And the other thing is, as always, Prabhupada is for Prabhupada is very dear to his book and the publications. He always emphasized to spread the book distribution. That's another thing take away from me, Prabhu. Haribol.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Any other takeaway points, dear devotees?
Hare Krishna. It was mentioned about the donation from George Harrison. He gave $19,000 to publish a Krishna book. Furthermore, he mentioned in Hamburg, back to Godhead, some other literature also has to be translated in the French and German language to spread Hare Krishna movement. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Prabhuji. Okay, so any other points? Okay, so one more point is chant and be happy. Be happy and chant Hare Krishna mantra. That is my takeaway point. So thank you so much, Prabhuji. That is from Srila Prabhupada's letter. And from the announcements point of view, so Saturday morning we continue with our Bhagavatam, Chatushloki Bhagavatam, and Saturday evening we have got our regular Bhagavad Gita Sangha. We try to complete that Bhagavad Gita Mahatmyam by Varahadeva. And then there are further also the pastimes of stories for each chapter. Maybe we will go by one chapter. Because we are in the first chapter, we will also do the Bhagavad Gita Mahatmya by reading by our devotees in the Sangha. That's all I would like to cover from that Saturday. And Krishna Club may be resume as it is from Saturday afternoon. That's all from the announcements point of view. And dear devotees, if you have any question, if you have anything to share on Krishna consciousness, or if any updates are going on, any events are going on, and you wanted to update, kindly share. Hare Krishna. If there are no updates, then we shall conclude and continue with further japa. Vanchakalpatarubhyascha कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः. अनंत कोटि वैष्णव की जय. प्रभुपाद की जय. Have a Krishna conscious day, everyone.
Hare Krishna.